I don't want to be too Irish, but it's very nice of Harold to make us a nice mild day for today. His job was to come and go to the dressing rooms and refill the M&Ms and pretzels kind of thing in the actors' rooms. Bruce Willis is a good guy, a good guy. I had a difference of opinion with a woman I'm working with. I did something I thought was funny, and it wasn't taken that way.
Bill Murray doesn't tell jokes. He lives with them. For 40 years, he's wandered through Hollywood like a philosophical tourist, finding humor in places others discover only heartbreak. His comedy cuts deeper because it comes from somewhere real. Murray perfected the art of emotional sleight of hand. Just when audiences think they're watching pure entertainment, he slips profound sadness into the mix. His characters laugh to keep from crying, smile to hide the bleeding, and crack wise because silence would reveal too much pain. Behind that mischievous grin and perfectly timed shrugs lies something unexpected. A serious student of human behavior who understands that the best comedy emerges from life's most uncomfortable moments. Murray doesn't mock existence, he celebrates its beautiful absurdity. But Murray has always learned through observation rather than instruction. Throughout his journey from late-night television to art house cinema, certain performers have captured his attention completely. Artists who demonstrated that entertainment could educate, that laughter could heal, and that the deepest truths often arrived wearing comedic disguises. These aren't his comedy heroes or career influences. They're the actors who showed him that great performance requires emotional honesty, regardless of genre. People who proved that making others feel something real was more valuable than making them laugh. Here are the 6 actors Bill Murray considers essential viewing for anyone serious about the craft. 6. Frances McDorman. Bill Murray discovered a kindred spirit in Frances McDorman, though their connection had nothing to do with shared comedic sensibilities. Here was someone who understood that the most interesting characters were the ones nobody wanted to sit next to at dinner parties. What attracted Murray to McDorman wasn't her technique or range. It was her fearless embrace of human ugliness. While other actresses pursued likability, McDorman chased authenticity even when it made audiences squirm. She specialized in characters who said what everyone else was thinking, but afraid to voice. Murray watched McDorman work and recognized a fellow traveler in the territory between comedy and tragedy. Her performances carried the same uncomfortable honesty that marked his best work. She could make you laugh at people you probably shouldn't find funny, then make you feel guilty for enjoying their misery. Behind cameras, McDorman maintained the same no-nonsense directness that characterized her roles. Professional without being polite, prepared without being precious. Murray appreciated her refusal to perform charm when cameras weren't rolling. What impressed Murray most was McDorman's evolution into characters that other actresses avoided. Bitter mothers, disappointed wives, women whose dreams had curdled into resentment. She found humanity in people others wrote off as hopeless. McDorman taught Murray that comedy and drama weren't separate territories but overlapping neighborhoods. That the funniest moments often emerged from genuine pain, and the saddest scenes sometimes required perfect timing. For Murray, McDorman represented fearless truth-telling, the proof that audiences would embrace difficult characters if someone had the courage to make them real. 5. John Belushi. Bill Murray learned about fearless commitment by watching John Belushi explode across stages and screens like a human tornado with perfect comedic timing. Here was someone who proved that comedy required the same courage as tragedy, just with different consequences. What mesmerized Murray wasn't Belushi's famous energy or physical humor. It was his complete abandonment of self-consciousness. Belushi threw himself into characters with suicidal intensity, burning through inhibitions until only pure performance remained. He taught Murray that great comedy demanded total surrender. Behind SNL cameras, Belushi operated with volcanic unpredictability that both terrified and inspired his castmates. Murray watched him improvise characters from thin air, building entire personalities through sheer force of comedic will. Belushi proved that preparation mattered less than willingness to risk complete failure. Their friendship existed in the dangerous space between collaboration and competition. Both men understood that comedy was a contact sport requiring thick skin and sharp instincts. Belushi showed Murray that being funny wasn't enough. You had to be fearlessly funny. What connected them beyond a shared workplace was mutual understanding that humor emerged from pain, transformed into something useful. Belushi's comedy carried traces of genuine anguish, wrapped in manic energy. Murray recognized that combination because he felt it himself. Belushi's early death taught Murray something darker about their profession, that the same intensity that created brilliant performances could destroy the people who channeled it. He learned to pace himself by remembering Belushi's inability to find an off switch. For Murray, Belushi represented pure comedic courage, the reminder that great humor required risking everything. 4. Scarlett Johansson. Bill Murray found his most unexpected creative partner in Scarlett Johansson, though describing their lost-in-translation chemistry as partnership undersells its mysterious complexity. Here was someone young enough to be his daughter who somehow understood his particular brand of existential loneliness. What surprised Murray wasn't Johansson's talent or maturity, it was her instinctive grasp of silence as a performance tool. While other young actresses filled quiet moments with unnecessary gestures or dialogue, Johansson let emptiness speak volumes. She taught Murray that great acting sometimes meant doing absolutely nothing with perfect precision. Their collaboration revealed Johansson's gift for emotional archaeology. She could excavate layers of sadness from seemingly simple scenes, finding depth in spaces other performers never explored. Murray watched her work and discovered that melancholy was a universal language transcending generational boundaries. Behind cameras, Johansson maintained professional focus that impressed Murray more than any dramatic training could have. No celebrity tantrums, no youthful arrogance, just quiet dedication to serving Sofia Coppola's vision with surgical precision. What connected them was shared understanding that loneliness could be beautiful if approached with proper respect. Both actors specialized in characters who felt isolated despite being surrounded by people. They found humor in desperation and grace in disconnection. Johansson reminded Murray that great performances emerge from vulnerability rather than technique. She proved that young actors could access wisdom beyond their years if they possessed courage to explore uncomfortable emotional territory. For Murray, Johansson represented unexpected depth, the discovery that meaningful connections could develop across any divide if both parties committed to honest exploration. 3. Dan Akroyd. Bill Murray discovered his comedic soulmate in Dan Akroyd, though their partnership transcended typical show business friendships into something more essential and enduring. Here was someone who understood that the best humor emerged from genuine absurdity rather than manufactured jokes. What connected Murray to Akroyd wasn't shared comedic timing or similar backgrounds. It was their mutual appreciation for the bizarre logic that governed everyday existence. Akroyd could find cosmic significance in mundane details, transforming ordinary situations into elaborate comedic constructions that somehow felt completely natural. Behind SNL cameras, Akroyd operated with encyclopedic knowledge disguised as casual conversation. Murray watched him build characters from obscure historical references, scientific theories, and pop culture fragments that nobody else would think to combine. Akroyd taught him that intelligence amplified humor rather than diminishing it. Their Ghostbusters collaboration revealed Akroyd's gift for creating believable fantasy through meticulous attention to imaginary details. He approached supernatural comedy with the same seriousness other actors brought to Shakespeare. Murray appreciated that kind of committed silliness. What impressed Murray most was Akroyd's refusal to abandon childlike wonder despite adult responsibilities. He maintained enthusiasm for conspiracy theories, vintage automobiles, and paranormal investigations that would embarrass lesser performers. Akroyd proved that curiosity was comedic fuel. Their friendship survived decades because both men understood that laughter was serious business requiring constant cultivation. Akroyd showed Murray that weirdness wasn't a liability, but an asset when approached with sufficient conviction. For Murray, Akroyd represented intellectual playfulness, the proof that smart people could be genuinely funny without apologizing for either quality. 2. Angelica Houston. Bill Murray encountered his most formidable scene partner in Angelica Houston, though formidable undersells the elegant intimidation she wielded like an aristocratic weapon. Here was someone who could match his sardonic wit while maintaining regal composure that made his irreverence look almost charming. What fascinated Murray wasn't Houston's legendary lineage or dramatic training. It was her fearless embrace of characters who terrified other actresses. Houston specialized in women who possessed too much intelligence for their own good, wielding sophistication like perfectly sharpened blades. Murray watched Houston work with the fascination of someone discovering a new species of performer. She could devastate opponents with surgical precision while maintaining a smile that suggested she was enjoying a private joke. Her cruelty felt elegant because it served a larger purpose than mere meanness. Behind cameras, Houston maintained the same commanding presence that marked her performances. Professional without being warm, collaborative without being accommodating. Murray appreciated her refusal to diminish herself for others' comfort. What impressed Murray most was Houston's ability to find humor in darkness without softening its edges. Her characters laughed at inappropriate moments, found amusement in others' misfortune, and maintained composure while chaos erupted around them. She taught him that comedy could be a weapon as well as a shield. 1. Harold Ramis. Bill Murray found his creative compass in Harold Ramis. Though their relationship defied simple categorization as friendship or collaboration, here was someone who understood that great comedy required architectural precision disguised as spontaneous inspiration. What distinguished Ramis wasn't his writing talent or directorial skill. It was his ability to find profound meaning in seemingly ridiculous situations. Murray watched Ramis construct Groundhog Day's existential framework and learned that comedy could explore life's deepest questions without losing its entertainment value. Ramis operated with gentle authority that made creative rebellion feel both safe and necessary. He created environments where Murray's improvisational instincts could flourish while maintaining story structure that prevented chaos from overwhelming narrative purpose. Their collaboration taught Murray that freedom required boundaries. Behind cameras, Ramis maintained a philosophical calm that steadied everyone around him. While Murray brought manic energy, Ramis provided thoughtful guidance that channeled wildness into useful directions. He proved that great directors were teachers disguised as collaborators. What connected them beyond professional success was shared understanding that humor emerged from human struggle rather than clever wordplay. Bill Murray spent decades perfecting the art of meaningful laughter. These 6 actors taught him that comedy wasn't about avoiding pain, it was about transforming it into something beautiful. That alchemy never stops being magical.